Hi, I'm here. My daughter did my hair, okay? So I paid her a quarter. No, I always like to, you know, she really likes doing my hair, so I'm like, go for it. So no judgment here, but my daughter did my hair, so that's why it looks crazy, okay? Anyway, I'm here on this beautiful day, beautiful almost summer day, I guess. Um, when's the official day of summer? I'll Google that later. Anyway, I'm here on this beautiful day because I just had something in my mind. So, and I'll speak on it a little bit more. But first, I'm gonna read what I wrote down. As some of you know, I am currently practicing celibacy. I was married for about 8 years before I really thought about, is this something I want to continue? So up until I met my ex-husband, I was a virgin, and yeah, and then there was a brief period in time. I'm currently going I'm currently going through a divorce now, but there was a period in time where I got very nostalgic, and there was always someone in my mind that I found to be the most attractive person I had met so far in life. So I did, in a sense, chase that person a little bit. I did communicate to that person that I liked them, that I had feelings for them, and that I thought we had a connection, kind of thing. And for reasons I'm not sure 100% aware of, but I have some idea, but not really. I don't have the full picture at all, which is okay. But nothing came of that, and I just have to come to the conclusion of rejection is God's protection, right? And plus, everyone is not everyone's cup of tea, so that's that also, and that's okay. So anyway, I'm going to read what I wrote down first, why celibacy, and then I'll go into more of why I still choose to practice celibacy, not just because of divorce and stuff, but I'll go into it. Why am I practicing celibacy? Well, I would be happy to share. There was a brief period of time when I went chasing one person, only one, but it wasn't the right time. You see, I had just realized the man I was married to, he and I were not meant to be. When he was mentally out of the picture, I thought of another. The guy I happened to always find was the most attractive thing breathing. But for reasons unbeknownst to me, nothing came of me sharing my feelings. I can only think with rejection comes God's protection. Knowing that, I don't need to know all the details of what happened, as long as I avoided any more tragedy in my life. Because suffering for suffering's sake is not a cool trend. It was after that mini fiasco in my life that I gave up any chase I had in me and focused on healing. Because I want to attract genuine love to me. And when genuine love comes, I also want to be worthy. You see, I believe the reason I looked up and saw I was surrounded by false love of all kinds was because I didn't love me. I was attracting the exact things and kind of people I didn't want. The reason? Well, let's take a deeper look. One of my earliest memories of being around my dad is riding in a car with him, my mom, and my brothers. I had at the time 2 brothers. We stopped at my dad's apartment because at the time they didn't live together. Okay, please wait for me, okay?
Can I make it?
No. My dad was an artist in school at a university. He parked the car and told my little brother to go in with him. I immediately said, I want to go too! For I loved my dad. Anytime he was around, it felt special. And I savored every moment. But instead of a, yeah, sure, Jessiah, he responded with yelling. He yelled no at me, and I sat startled, wondering why. Why not me also? What did I do wrong? When they went in, it felt like forever. Then they finally came out. It feels ever since then I felt an unconscious and untamed desire to prove my love, my worth to others. And so I found myself surrounded by takers, people that accepted my love and gave little in return. This was my normal. Being in a state of solitude helped me to realize I don't need to chase, beg, or overextend myself for anyone. This unlearning has changed my life. I got worried when I see similar tendencies in my middle child. For what it is worth, she won't go through it alone. For even now, I am teaching her the truth. She will know she does not have to prove her worth, overextend herself, or beg for anyone's love. All glory to God for these abundant life lessons, one that will be passed down generation after generation, so that all the suffering from this hard life lesson will have been lived, felt, and overcome, not extending past the past tense. I always liked the saying Michael Jackson had, "I'm a lover, not a fighter," from the song "The Girl Is Mine. And I'm a lover through and through, but now thankfully that love includes the self. 2. Much Love by Jessiah, Voné. So those are the thoughts that I wrote down today. So yes, I'm celibate. I'm practicing celibacy. And if I didn't, apparently I could easily get some old guy from Cleveland because those are the number one people that try and talk to me. Anyways, I'm not dating, I'm not searching, I'm not looking. I'm just going to practice celibacy. And I believe this is the time for me right now for 2 reasons. One, I'm going through, 3 reasons, let's say. One, I'm going through divorce. And, you don't want to do things the wrong way. I do think marriage is sacred, and I would like to be legally divorced, not just spiritually disconnected from someone, but also legally disconnected from someone before I go into another committed relationship. That's one. Although, yeah, I'm not saying that's end all be all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to do things the right way, obviously. And another reason, well, I'm still on my healing journey. There's always going to be room for growth, right? But I want to make sure that I attract the right kind of people. I still am weary of that, even though I have done a lot of healing work, So that's number 2, is I'm still working on my healing journey, right? I don't want to, there's always the excuse, even, I hope I don't regret sharing this, but in the spirit of divorce and in the spirit of singleness and this energy of it, it does energize you in a way, I've noticed, and it makes you feel kind of foxy, maybe, shit, did I say that? Frisky, that's the word I'm looking for. Kind of frisky in some ways. However, just because of that, I'm not going to make another tragedy in my life by being connected to somebody that's not, the best choice for me, just because, they're one of the few people they're the next person that comes around, right? Something like that, right? I want to be mindful and weary, and and then the third reason is, simply put, I just haven't found that person, right? I just haven't found that person that I feel I have a connection with. I haven't been around people, but also I do feel like there's a reason for everything. So while I do live a kind of isolated lifestyle, and that's because of several reasons. One reason is, it's almost like I'm in a loop, but anyway, it's fine. One reason is I don't, my life is centered not centered, I won't say. My biggest duties are obviously surrounding my children, right? So you can't date if you don't have a babysitter, or you can't go out even by yourself without a babysitter, right? And so I'm doing it on my own at this time, you know? And so I don't even have the liberty to go out on my own for something, right? Right now is a treat because my girls are inside and I'm out here in the backyard. Okay? But anyway, so my lifestyle doesn't really allow me to meet new people right now. And I feel like there's a purpose for that. There's a reason for that. And when it's really time, things will move. Shifts will happen, right? I'll find people that are safe to watch my kids. I'll be in a better position, you know. And before I even get out there in the dating world, I want to go out there on my own anyway. You know, I want to go to places on my own, you know, places that I like to do, things I've always wanted to try on my own. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. I don't know how long, maybe for a month, I'll just go out there on a single adventure spree, or I don't know, you know, but those are my reasons for practicing celibacy. It's kind of funny because, like, it's not funny. I don't know if it's funny is the right word, but I've always had like a high drive, I'll say. And so I'll say, like, when I was married, my marriage was toxic, okay, but the sex was always available, you know. And not having that now, like, before I was married, I actually, God, I hate being honest. I don't hate it, I actually love being honest, but some stuff is just a bit much, you know. I actually self-pleasured a lot before I was married, okay? Like, a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, sweetie. What's wrong? Share with her, please, okay? Okay, but just give her a little bit, okay? Thank you. I actually self-pleasured a lot before marriage, and yeah. So, I had high drive. And then now, in this stage, oh, it's a cute squirrel. Oh, that's cute. Shh. You see the squirrel? Yeah, I leave cereal out for the birds, and sometimes the squirrels come and eat it too. Leave it. Don't give it space, okay? He wants space. That's me. But now in this stage where I am not a participant in my marriage anymore, I'm actively divorcing someone, and also I'm not dating. I'm celibate, single mommy net, you know, kind of thing. I don't self-pleasure much. Hold on, sweetheart. Let me finish, okay? Yeah, this girl went up there. Like, let me get away from these girls. And it's not because I don't have a healthy drive, but I just been shifting the focus. Yes. Hold on. Okay. Been shifting the focus. So you see, they were in there for a second and they made a big mess. So anyway, there's been a big shift. I've been shifting my energy into focusing. I'm gonna have to go in the front. Hold on, sweetheart, okay? Go play outside, okay? Yeah. Oh, nice shot. Go play, okay? Gracie, go play. You can play with something else. I'm gonna be done soon. Okay, go play with something else, okay? There's so many things you can play with, sweetie. Play with a crocodile. It's time for me to go to the track. But anyway. So, where am I going here? Here we go. My hair looks wild. So anyway, yeah, I've been shifting my focus, and that's been really helpful. And there's nobody around, there's no guys around, and so that helps as well. So it's actually a nice place to be, in a way. Of course, in the future, I do want to. I think so much noise. In the future, I guess I would want to do like a friends and lovers kind of relationship. That would be my ideal thing, rather than when I married. When I married, it was like boom, 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 boom. Met this person online, started talking in person, got physically intimate really quickly, way too quickly, kind of thing. And that didn't work out for me in the end. So I will want to do things a little bit different, obviously, right? Want to become friends with the person, right? Get to know them on a friend level, because that's what I can imagine anyway. That would be the best foundation, right, for a romantic relationship. Being friends first, right? So that's my goals, and I want to make sure, like I said, I'm worthy. And by worthy, I mean I won't sabotage something good in my life, right? Because what is that? Because the truth is, I do have strong fears now that I'm working through, and I wouldn't want to. Act out of fear and self-sabotage. So anyway, I hope this helps, my sharing. Okay, go play, like I said. I came over here to have a little bit of quietness, okay? I'll go back there in a little bit and help you, okay? So I hope my thoughts and feelings have able to resonate with some people, and just know, like, I've read this will not be my portion, by the grace of God. This will not be my portion. I've been celibate for like 3 years now, around 3 years, if not 3 years, and a little over 3 years actually. Yeah. So anyway, I've read people have been celibate for 9 years, 10 years. That would not be my portion. No, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. So I don't want it to be forever. I don't. Sorry, something made me laugh. I don't want it to be forever, but when it's time, I'll know. I feel like when it's time to open my heart out, I'll know. Much love.
Can you help